I don't know. After hearing him calm and talking about the Tether story, it's probable.
Go down to the county attorney's office. I think you'll find a lot of humans down there.
All right.
No disrespect.
Stop driving.
I'm flirting with the judge in front of my dad.
What's going on? How's everybody doing? Oh, I messed that up. What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday. Hope everyone's good. Got a shorter premiere for you. I'm going to go live a little later tonight, but let's start with a little premiere. Before we get into the meat of the video, do you remember this?
So fully. You want to go down this road, Colin? Okay, we need. Oh, I am tired of the harassment of this village board and all the crap that I've been dealing with throughout the years. And it's you and it's Larry doing let's do an open records request on Jamie at the sheriff's department.
All right, who remembers that? All right, let's pull this up. So this is the village of Big Bend in Wisconsin. Half of their police force resigned because of this board for the community or the village. Now, about a month, maybe 2 months ago, the chief of police had a little accident and he's no longer with us. So that kind of started a lot of this drama. I will put the links to my video covering that clip we just saw in the description. So if you want to see what happened, you can. But this is the follow-up. This is the next town hall style meeting in the village of Big Bend. And yeah, the citizens tell the board exactly how they feel. Let's go. Oh, before I hit the play button, though, you already know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe, do your jump kick backflips, and as always, if you would like to super chat, my link tree is in the description. Please and thank you. Now let's go.
You know what's amazing? Goodman, how you can sit there and flip-flop and change your tune anytime you want. You want to get rid of the police and fire department, now you want to keep the fire department, according to your interview you had this morning. If you really want to save the village money, get rid of the DPW. That's real simple. Subcontract the DPW instead of subcontracting the police department and the fire department. Save the village $400,000 and we don't have to be aggravated and irritated by a man who does not do his job because he is the laziest DPW in the state of Wisconsin. He says he's salted. Prove it. Show me the video. You taking the trucks out, loading the trucks up and salting it, Eric.
Tom, we got time cards.
Yeah.
We got video down there if you want to see it.
Yeah, I'd love to see it because I don't believe you. I believe you as far as I can move this building right now.
Okay, that's not even discussion.
This is completely ridiculous, the way you guys have bullied your way through the village and made the good police department retire and resign and do things that are unmentionable. You may not have been the one that pulled the trigger, but you, Ellen, you made a comment last time. Let's do a background check on Jamie Sonnenberg. How about you do a background check on Eric? Ever do that? He never had one. When he was hired, he never had a background check. Do a background check on him and find out the skeletons in his closet. You guys are just atrocious the way you sit here and pretend you're doing good for the village when you're actually doing harm. You get rid of the police and fire department, everybody's home insurance is going to double because now we're covered by somebody else. The property taxes will go up, but that doesn't matter to you because you're all playing with monopoly money. Not a single one of you care about it. You pretend you do, but you don't. It's just atrocious. And since we had him decide to stick his hand in his pocket into our old village secretary, we can't even have our office open a full 40 hours a week here because it's closed.
Thank you, Tom. That's it.
Oh.
Next.
Pick on poor Eric and everybody's got to go bye-bye.
Dan Madden.
I was not going to comment tonight, but I have to tell you, we had a large project a couple of years back to go, and I had to work with Eric Pearson, and I want to stand up for Eric and say I think he does a good job. That's all I
Stacy Peterson.
Not present.
Derek Wagner.
I'm not sure if this is what the village board was looking for, but we're pretty much famous now. We are on AOL.com. We're on the News UK, so worldwide. Congratulations on what you've done for this village to make us famous in the worst possible way. You know, when five of your deputies quit in one day, it says a lot about the leadership. When 5 people on a team quit in one day, it's not the team that's the problem, it's leadership. And you all need to step back and take a very hard look on how you're leading this village, because that's ridiculous. I can't even imagine having half the force quit in one day and being responsible for something like that. As a resident, I find it troublesome that the president of this board provides quotes to news agencies and makes statements like many of them worked part-time and didn't reside in the village. Wasn't aware there was a residency requirement for our law enforcement, but if there were to be one, we'd probably have an even bigger problem. We're lucky to have so many dedicated members of law enforcement who choose to serve our village until recently. I also didn't realize that part-time workers, because they're part-time, their opinion or anything else mattered less. Another quote that Mr. Goodman made to the news: many of the officers didn't live here but sure are causing a ruckus. Again, you paint civil servants in this community in a poor light because of your actions and the actions of the majority of this board that created such a toxic work environment that I can't imagine many folks wanting to come work for us at this point at all. Last month, you and the others were seemingly gung-ho to get rid of the Police and Fire Commission. That suddenly has changed now. There was a meeting, there was a vote to dissolve it, people left, and now all of a sudden, looking from the outside in, it seems as though there might be some backwards agenda going on with that. Another quote that you made when referring to an officer, you state to the reporter, you know who they're talking about, and they don't even live here, so I don't know why he's so interested in this. He should be more concerned with wherever it is that he lives. Perhaps it's that they were concerning themselves because it's their job. And unlike others, they feel the need to protect the community they serve, which is a lot more concern than we as citizens have seen from a lot of you. And finally,
Okay, Derek, thank you.
you know what, I don't like being told I'm squawking either. The pejorative way in which you discuss that is disgusting.
All right, he kind of nailed it, didn't he? Big Ben is famous now. He's YouTube famous. It's kind of all over the place now. So yeah, good job. He spoke really well. I understand his frustration. And why? I know a lot of police officers that don't actually work in the community they live. You work where you get a job, right? You know, it's not always an option. If you want to be a police officer, sometimes, you know, you have to drive 45 minutes to work. I know a few that do it. Firefighters as well. All right, let's keep going. We still have a lot of left. Got about 15 minutes left.
Good evening. My name is Donald Gallioni Jr., and I am the son of Don Gallioni, who most of you knew as the Chief Gallioni. I want to start by thanking the men and women of the Big Bend Police Department, the Big Bend Fire Department, as well as the other first responder agencies that have been extremely supportive of our family during the loss of my father.
I'm going to say this real quick because he does say it, but I feel like he only mentions him by name. This is the son of the chief of police that passed away.
I also want to recognize and thank the citizens and businesses of Big Bend for their support of my dad, both during his tenure as the chief and of our family in his passing, as you and the community are the reason that I want to speak here today. The reason I want to address the citizens of Big Bend today is not only to encourage, but instill a sense of urgency of this community as to the importance of the public offices, specifically on this board, that control the decisions made on your behalf. I have attended a few of these meetings now, and I'm amazed at the number of citizens and business owners that have attended and discussed the closing of the Big Bend Police Department, and not just the attendance, but the overwhelming support, request, and demand to maintain a police department within the village that demonstrates the highest ethical and professional standards, which is the police department that this village has come to experience and love, and that the citizens of Big Bend deserve. I want to encourage the citizens to pay close attention to the meetings that occur regarding your community, and in recent events, special attention to the meetings that surround your public safety. I also want to mention my observations in the October meeting, in which many citizens stood where I stand today and voiced their opinion as to the necessity of a Big Bend Police Department. I also noticed that this board had established a dollar amount that they associated to you and your family's safety, along with the level of unwillingness to hear the input of the very families who require or request these services. I also sat here and heard my father speak, followed by person after person from this community, and the overwhelming majority of the comments were in support of the police department by whatever means necessary, at which time this board decided to rescind their prior vote. I asked the citizens and members of this community to scrutinize this board and its actions and consider running for a position within the village board if you value your community. The majority of this board has failed to show that they value you, your opinion, your trust, and your safety as a community. Instead, members of this board have demonstrated a desire to satisfy their own needs, and in doing so, they have chosen to drive away many of your public safety members and shown contempt for the very people that they claim to serve. This village had a police department
Thank you, sir.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, come on.
No.
So they have a 2-minute per speaker rule. I mean, why cut him off though? It was his dad that passed away. Why cut him off? I mean, I feel like they're just being petty at this point. They didn't want to hear it. I bet if he was up there praising the board, he would have. They wouldn't have stopped him.
Johnny, take my 2 minutes, please.
No, it's all right. I got it.
Okay. Are you sure?
And
Jen, are you sure? Okay.
Where did we come up with the 2-minute rule all of a sudden? Starting today. And we never had that before. Well, we never enforced it, and all of a sudden we're going to enforce it.
I've been a police officer's wife for 10 years, 7 of them being here in Big Bend. You started all this with your September vote, late night in closed session. You stonewalled the department until Vernon shot down your contract, and then you told the department you were going to keep them, which really meant our deal fell through and all we have left is you. Following the exit of some incredible officers, including ones who found and arrested the Waukesha Christmas parade murderer, I hope you stop using personal agendas for decision-making on this board and just do what's best for your village. Sergeant Aide has been here since 2017, and Chief Galleone's right hand since 2019. Instead of taking his suggestion for his interim successor, as he wanted to do what was best, you kept your personal issues front and center. Mr. Goodman, you made untrue details to the media, which were proven false, by giving extremely inaccurate budget figures, conveniently leaving off police revenues. You were also quoted saying you didn't even know why they're talking about it regarding the citizens' concerns after half of your officers resigned. You were quoted in the Freeman saying many officers don't live here but are sure causing a ruckus. Not one lives here, and the one who did quit. This board has created an extremely hostile and toxic work environment. And after the devastating loss of Chief Galleone, Sergeant Aide closed the department so they could step away and Waukesha County took over. He found out his full-time officer wouldn't be paid for this time away. And without a word to anyone, Jamie gave this officer his own vacation to be paid to his full-timer so he wouldn't lose money. And this board did nothing to honor a man who put everyone above himself. I'll finish up with a quote today that I found. An environment that is not safe to disagree in is not an environment focused on growth, it's an environment focused on control.
Thank you.
Bob Mayer.
Say that again.
Bob Mayor.
Bob Mayer.
Might be in the back.
Might be in the fire hall.
Maybe Donna should continue while we wait.
Joe? Joe?
Joe who?
Anzelka?
Hello. I have a list of things, but it was incredibly rude to stop Mr. Galleone Jr., so continue. Thank you.
This village had a police department comprised of some extremely well-experienced law enforcement officers. Given the budget constraints that the village operates within, the return on investment was simply astonishing for the citizens of Big Bend. In part as a result of the action of this board, the level of experience within the department has been compromised, and including my father's death, this department has lost over 150 years of combined law enforcement experience. To rebuild the department of this caliber, this village board faces a monumental challenge. In looking at such a large departure from this department, I think it's important that we ask what has changed in this department over the last 4 months, and we begin to assess what has changed. I don't believe that the source of this change is external or from any members of this community, but internally driven from the politics, decisions, actions, and inactions that have stemmed from within this board. I know from conversations with my dad how important he felt it was for the village to maintain a police department for the citizens of this community, and since my father's passing, I have been unable to locate any postings in an attempt to hire police personnel, including police officers, sergeant, or chief positions for the village of Big Bend, and I checked that as recently as before this meeting. I thank you for your time and consideration, and I wish love and peace to all first responders and the communities affected during this difficult time. God bless.
Was that the 2 minutes?
24 seconds.
Well, I can probably get it out there. Hi, guys, I'm Joe. I used to work here. I want to comment about the meeting room size. We easily could have had this at a school, but now, once again, people are forced to be in other conditions. You need to pay coppers appropriate if you want to get them working here. Nobody here was looking for savings in September when you voted to get rid of the police department, even though you constantly say in the media that you're looking for savings. And other people address the you don't live here. Well, I drove an hour plus every day to get to work, and you're saying that I cared less somehow about my job and my policing because I lived an hour away? I gave a lot to this community, and it certainly wasn't for the pay. I could go to Menards and make more money. And I'm really not trying to point out anybody here individually. I know you guys are trying to save money, but good Lord, clean your house.
Thank you, Joe.
Dan Lane?
Thank you, Chairman. I'm going to address one issue only. Excuse me. I don't live in the village of Big Bend. I'm a village of Vernon resident. But I've been here for 28 years. And I've watched the ongoings for that time. When I saw the video footage of previous meetings, I watched certain citizens accuse this board of either contributing to or causing the demise of our former chief of police, Don Daglio. Now, I've known Don for as long as he's been in office. He's no stranger to me. And I want to say that unless we see some type of proof that the decisions this board made contributed to his demise, you all are innocent. You deserve no blame, but what you do deserve is an apology from those who cast those railing accusations against you with no basis. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to go back. I think Tracy was.
Stacy?
Or Stacy.
Was I on?
Yeah. Did you want to talk?
No, I'm good.
There was someone else. There's somebody else.
No, Mayor.
Yeah.
Oh, Mayor.
Is he here?
Mayor?
We going Bob yet?
Okay.
No, I can fill it.
Go ahead.
Nate Schweitzer.
Hello, I'm Nate Schweitzer. I don't know, I had a whole speech prepared, but nobody here listens anyway. I just want us to really just take a time out, and I want everyone to just look around at the state of this village right now. I didn't do this. I didn't do this. You guys caused the ruckus. I know you like to say that I don't live here and I caused the ruckus. I guess I did. I'm reacting to you. All of these people are reacting to your poor judgment. It's just been bad leadership from the get-go. It's been secrets and lies, and it's just impossible to work here. That's why we left. And it's getting impossible for everyone. I just really encourage you guys to hit the reset button. I know not everyone gets along, it's very clear. I'm leaving, this is my last meeting here, but I just really want all of you guys to just hit the reset, take it down a notch, and just concentrate on what this village needs. Not what you want or what you think. Listen to everybody, and please just try to move in the right direction. I put out a suggestion to the police department. Rely on your PFC, use those guys. In the November meeting, you asked for suggestions, you asked for help. Listen to the PFC, let them do the research. Let's come out of all this better. We can do better. This village can do better. The police department can be better. But it requires you guys to show some leadership and to actually do the right thing. I've never seen that yet, but I'm praying that you guys do that soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna yield my time now to Johan Milka.
Thank you, Jenna. Thanks, guys. So to finish off what I was saying, a couple things that were stated regarding the pay for officers. Prior to the chief's passing, we had people who were really here for the chief. Okay, nobody worked here for the paychecks. We came here for the community and for the chief. Absent that, a real good focal leader that's going to bring people in and that is going to coalesce the department. It's one of the poorest paid departments in the area, so we really needed to up that. We were saying that, again, that you were looking for things to savings in the September meeting. We were voted out. It was just the only reason that the department's still around is because procedural notice error, and then Mr. Monzel wasn't there, so we didn't have the for sure vote to get rid of us, and then Vernon voted it down. So with that all happening, then it's kind of we're the only game left in town. And then everybody that I work with, you know, if you work at Kroger and Kroger says they're closing, you're going to start looking at Pick and Save and Meijer for a job, right? Because that's what you do. That's what everybody did. And then again, I kind of went through it earlier. Mr. Goodman, we've had a lot of discussions. This is not a personal attack, but some of your comments that you made about saying that just because you don't live in an area, you can't care about what happens there. I mean, I'm watching what happened in Japan. I don't live in Japan. You know, I don't live in Israel, but I care about what happens there. I care about what happens in Florida. I care about what happens, not so much Illinois, sorry, Scott. But you know, it's words like that. They're doing nothing to unify the community. They're doing nothing to unify the feelings here. Nobody needs divisiveness anymore. We've already lost a number of really, really good people that really cared about what they were doing, and they were doing it for chief. Hopefully we can find another chief that's going to do that and get it back going. Thank you guys for the time, and thank you for the time that I was able to work.
Thank you.
There may be somebody else over there. Is there?
All right, you kind of get the gist of what's going on. I just wanted to do this quick follow-up since I did play the fight where the police all resigned. But yeah, 5 of the 10 police officers resigned. Board said a lot of bad things. And they keep bringing up these background checks. They brought it up in the last meeting too. And I don't know why they're so upset. They ran background checks to become an officer, and then they wanted to run more background checks. I don't really understand why that would be a point of contention. Anyways, I'm gonna let this play out. There's about 5 minutes left. Like I said earlier, I am gonna go live tonight. We'll do a fun live tonight. It'll be good. I will put the links to this whole video if you want to watch the whole thing without me talking, or you want to watch, because they go through. This is like a 2-hour long meeting, and I clipped out 20 minutes of it. And I will put the link to the first video as well in the description, so you can make your own opinions on it without listening to my beautiful angelic voice. But if you haven't liked and subscribed already, please do so. If you haven't done your jump kick backflips already, cardio is important. Until next time, bye.
Jackson? Did I say that right?
Joseph.
Yo.
After owning multiple homes in multiple communities in the general surrounding areas over the past 25 years, I moved to Big Bend with my children a few years ago. For multiple reasons: location, school district, small community feel, the peacefulness, and most importantly, the public safety. In my short time here, I have never witnessed any other local government I've dealt with, and I've always voted since I was in high school, or out of high school, act the way that it has here against the community, which it's supposed to serve, as well as endangering the safety of the entire village at the same time.
What's more shameful is the sneaky and deceptive methods that the majority of the board has been doing this. It's an absolute embarrassment both locally and nationally to show our village in this light. However, I'm not embarrassed by our village, but rather the 5 people on the board that led us here. Thankfully for our village, 2 of those 5 people are wise enough to have quit. And we as a village hope the other 3 of you follow suit. I want to thank, again, Josh and Tracy for being the voice of reason for our village. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's everybody that's signed up. Anyone else like to give public comments? Anyone else?
Jeff, real briefly, I'd like to speak.
Yeah, go
If you
ahead
don't
and
mind,
sign
mind
in.
adding my name.
That's fine with me. Name and address, please.
I have,
For those who don't know me, my name is Tom Zambruski. I live on Guthrie Lane here in Big Bend. I've been here about 5 years. I've served on the planning commission for this village alongside many of the other people who also serve on this commission. One of the things I will say quickly is Greg does do a good job, so we shouldn't be beating up on Greg. That's number 1. Number 2, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, yes. I want to say the other thing too is the time that's spent as a trustee or serving on the commissions, it takes up a lot of your personal time. And I really value what the commission's done. I know it's not easy work. I know it's not always going to be the easiest answer. I know there's a lot of emotion going on here. But I don't think at the end of the day that the people here that take time out of their day and time away from their families have ill intentions. And like I said, I've served with a number of the people on this board, on the planning commission, and I know that they bring great value to the village in the decision and their expertise and what they bring. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other public comments? Okay, then we'll close that and move on to fire department report.